I was home alone when my parents went to the country house. The evening was dark, rain was tapping on the windows, and I decided to spend the time watching a movie. I turned on the television, got comfortable on the couch, but just as I was in the middle of watching, the screen suddenly went dark, and the lights in the room went out. I froze, not immediately understanding what had happened. I thought it was a power outage, but when I got up to turn on the light, I felt something like the air had become thicker, more tense. Suddenly, I heard a strange sound from the kitchen like something had fallen, but I couldn't immediately figure out what it was. Silence. Then the sound again. I froze and listened, my heart beating faster. I got up and went into the kitchen, but when I peeked inside, no one was there. I looked around. Nothing had changed, but for a moment, it seemed like something was moving in the shadow behind the door. I thought it was just my imagination. Maybe the old walls creaked or the wind was blowing through the window. I turned and went back to the room. The light still didn't work. Maybe it was some electrical issue? I don't know. I just needed to calm down. I decided to go back to the television, but something made me stop. There was a large mirror in my room, and as I walked past it, my gaze caught my reflection. In the mirror, I saw a silhouette. It was behind me, standing, as if it had just appeared. I froze, and my heart began to pound in my chest. The silhouette didn't move. I felt a cold shiver run down my spine, and one thought filled my head. What is this? I slowly turned around, but there was no one in the room. I felt the air around me lighten, and the footsteps in my mind seemed to fade. Maybe it was just my imagination. I suddenly woke up. Sighing with relief, I looked around. Everything was as usual. The television was off, the light in the room was on. I glanced at my phone screen, paused on the same scary movie I had started before falling asleep. It had all been just a dream, or was it something more? My hands were still shaking.